During the COVID-19 crisis, my Shopify store grew in business, and now I have more than 5 Shopify stores that are making me $1 million a day, and because of that me and Keyshawn were able to do things other people couldn't, and I even took her in autumn night on a few vacations and we went everywhere, and I made love to Keyshawn in autumn night many times, but that's nothing compared to now. Right now I was standing in front of Whisper and Roulette, and Whisper said to her friend Roulette that I am sure there's something very special about this man, I can feel it and I can see it somehow, and Roulette said he just looks like a big strong white boy, and Whisper said no, it's his soul and his entire life force, it's like it's stronger than an ordinary human, you can't feel it. And then Whisper said take off your clothes please, and I said yes ma'am, and then they saw me naked and Whisper said see I told you he's different, his body is too perfect to be ordinary, and then Roulette said damn he fine, I mean he's gorgeous, his muscles have muscles, he's shredded and he looks like he was carved out of stone. And then Whisper walked up and touched me and she said yes I definitely want to have sex with him Roulette, this time we will both make an exception for this man because I know he's stronger than ordinary men. And so for damn near 2 days straight I had sex with Whisper and Roulette for many hours non-stop, and I even went and got them plenty of food and everything, and then I went and got them both $2 million because I am honestly a trillionaire now, so $2 million is no problem for me. And after I paid them both they both smiled and Roulette said damn this was worth it, but damn he hit it right though, and she said you know women should be paying you for it though, right, because you a great fucking. Roulette offered to be my pimp and I said okay then I will do it, and she said damn that was easier than I thought it would be, and then she said alright Whisper you can go, and Whisper said alright girl I will see you later, just don't get too rough with him because I want some more of him later. And Roulette also said because I wanted to talk to the white boy a while longer, and then she said come with me, and we went back to the motel room and she had sex with me again, and then we talked business and she said damn you good at fucking boy, so I want to be your pimp and I never had a male hoe before, and I said I won't just have sex with anyone Roulette, so make sure you pick your clients wisely and please make sure they don't have STDs if that's possible for you, but I will be protecting myself against that anyway. And then Roulette asked me does your wife know that you have sex with other women, and I said yes ma'am she knows, but she still loves me for some reason, I don't know why, and I said I know I still love her very much, and one of my girlfriends is actually staying with me, and Keyshawn you probably met her because she also works at the Pink with Mercedes and you and Whisper. And I said I have to ask Roulette, is Whisper your best friend or are you also her pimp too? And she said well me and her are best friends, but sometimes I helped her get money through sex, and I said oh yes I see, so who did you have in mind for clients Roulette? And she said well I was hoping that you might also be able to help me with that too, but she said I want 50% of whatever you earned though, and I said deal. And then I posted ads in the newspaper and on social media with a smiley face that says we make all women very happy, but only you make a consultation with us, we are happiness consultants. And then I put my number and Roulette's number on the large newspaper ad and on the social media ads I made for us, and within a day we already had a few beautiful female customers, and a lot of them were lonely beautiful black women, and one of them in particular was the woman that was supposed to pay Mercedes Woodbine to have sex with her and her husband, but instead she made me cuck her husband and me, and her husband gave her double penetration, and she would call me very often because they often enjoyed it when I came and had sex with his wife. After that his wife wasn't confused about being straight anymore, they always paid me and Roulette very well, and I always got calls from more than a few beautiful young and older white women, and I always made love to them the way they wanted, and they barely had to tell me what to do because I already knew what to do. My regulars were Farrah Haynes and a political woman that's older and white, and some of her other younger white friends often call me to their house to make love to them, so Roulette was now getting paid very well, but so was I, and she said damn I'm making a lot of money, thanks baby, she said, and I said no problem, I like having sex with women, I'm not homosexual, I have never banged a man before. And then Roulette asked have you ever fucked a tranny before, and I said no I don't think so, I hope I never did.